Welcome everybody back to Dinkum. I am on Stardew and I am gonna play with one of the new features that James has brought in, and I also got my mail and I'm very shiny. It's future me here, Shannon, Shan-anigans, whatever you want to call me, and I realized I bought the half walls, and so here's me mucking around with them and putting them in really quick because, you know, ooh, shiny. And I'm going to basically walk you through this video because it's going to feel kind of disjointed because I was just so excited that the fish pond was more than just a picture now, and I have to thank Snug Life for it, because Snug Life and I were recording videos earlier tonight, which will come out on a later date, and she is joining me, and so I've helping her with all the new stuff, and she was telling me she found that Fletch had this fish farming license, and so I wanted to jump in and create a small video and give you a little what's this about. I'm pretty excited. I love all this new stuff, and I wonder how this is gonna work. So at this point I figured, okay, well, it's a fishing license and it opened to DIY, so I know I need to build it. So what do we need? There it is. And we need stone, cement, pearl, river reed, seaweed, iron bar, and crab pots. Rather than create crab pots for right now, I figured I might as well just take from my ones over here on this side. And then I think at some point I'm gonna teleport over to the ocean to get my seaweed. I needed the river reed seeds. And the seaweed. So I need to go get the seaweed now. Here's where I realized, okay, I just need to put my helmet on and just go get in there and clear out some space just so it makes sure I have extra. My pockets are a little on the full side. I really should empty them out. I need 10. Now let's go craft our little fish pond. Let's put these traps down and get them out of my pocket. I really just need to put the traps away because they keep sending things off and I'm not even paying attention when they send them off half the time. I'm so excited. Let's see what this does. What does this fish pond do? Okay, let's put it down here. Oops, I'm kind of in the way there. Okay, so we put the pond down, and I'm like, oh, I need fish. And I think it's funny, there's fish right there. Like, I need fishies. Oh, I've got fishies over to the side by the museum. Didn't even pay attention to the fact that I had um the deep fish from the mine right there. First I tried to place the fish, and then I was like, oh, that's silly. That puts it in their thing, and then it's not doesn't make sense. So I decide I'm gonna go over to the trap, and it says I should drop the fish in it. So I just saw that and was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. I need to just drop it in. I think I first tried to like see if I could put it into the thing, and then I realized no, it says drop it. Voila, so quick and easy. So I dropped both the little guys in there that I had picked up, and this is where I go, oh hey, I've got this deep fish too. So silly. Mm. You must always give your fish love. There we go. Now we've got 3 fishies in there. And I wasn't for sure, exactly right here what was going to happen. So, um, and I thought maybe, maybe I could put a critter in it because I've been dying to put the critters in something, um, other than just like a barrel or a box or something. And so I come over and I do try to put the thing in, and it falls outside. So I feel okay. They don't go in there. They don't go in there at all. I'm super duper excited about this. This is really kind of a cute concept I never really thought of. I do think that, we were talking about the fish tanks before and wanting like some sort of little tank or something for the critters, just because some of them are really pretty. So I kept trying to put the critters in, and then I opened up and realized, oh, the critters actually feed the fish. That's interesting. And then suddenly the fish are happy. So then I realized, oh, so the critters kind of play a part in the fish breeding process. And I decided I should go ahead and look and see if I was going to have any meteor showers because I don't want to like sleep through days that are going to essentially be a meteor and get the cool things from the meteors. And so I decided I would just go take a take a sleep. I was starting to head out and decided I really should clean out my pockets. I wanted to put my hoodie back on, and that's when I realized that my dresser was broken. And I couldn't put anything in the dresser, so I immediately I sent a note to the Dinkum dev and told him my findings of the inside dressers so he could um, figure it out. figure out what was going on and fix it for us. So I don't know if anyone else had any troubles about that, but I let him know, and he was able to figure out what was going on and fix the dressers. So if anyone else had any problems with inside dressers, they should be fixed the next time you guys go in. So in checking on my status, I came in the next morning to find I had eggs, and not thinking, I pulled them out. But then I was like, well, what am I supposed to do with them? So I tried putting them in like I did the fish, and it just plops them out like it did with the critters. So, and I couldn't put them back in. I do try to put them back in, and it won't let me put them back in. It will let me feed another critter and make them happy, but it won't let me put the eggs back in. So I think the key here is not taking the eggs out. I took them out, and then I was a little bit like, what could I do with them? So I went into the museum, and I was like, hey, Theodore, buddy, pal, friend, seeing if maybe there was something that would trigger off of him, like maybe he might say something. I didn't think to talk to Erwin. He might have maybe had something to say about any of it. I don't know. Maybe not, because he's the animal guy, not necessarily a fish dude. And I'm in the wrong season for Max to come in. So I'm going to run around my little property and try to figure out what else I could do with these eggs. Not sure why, but I thought maybe put them out in the water, you know. Then I'm like, silly, I'm basically putting babies out for the sharks to like gobble up or something. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just trying different possibilities of something I could do with the eggs. I think at one point tried to bury them, see if that did something, but it didn't really do anything. So I was just trying to use my science brain to think what else could we do with it. I even at some point thought, fish eggs or caviar. Maybe he made a recipe with the eggs. I don't know. I checked around, tried to do a few things. I do eventually come to a point where I find where they go, what you can do with them. So I was just kind of messing around and couldn't figure it out. And then I cut a little bit of this out because there was no real excitement here. And then I finally figured out one thing I could do with the fish eggs. And that was put it in the compost bin. So it makes just a regular fertilizer, which I'm sure that's not what James was necessarily wanting us to do with it, but at least if you pull the eggs out, you have some place to put them and make it still useful. I love that. So we're not just holding a bunch of fish eggs that we can't do anything with. But I mean, hey, he could even make it a food, I guess, if he really wanted to venture into caviar. I'm not a food person, so I tried caviar in high school because of French class, and let's just say was not a fan. I probably should try it again as an adult because I know that our taste buds change and stuff, and something that didn't taste good back then might taste good now, but I don't know that I really have an interest in finding out because it's just an expensive food anyway, so. Here I'm gathering more seaweed because I decided to make another fish tank or fish pond because I thought maybe you have to have a empty pond, maybe you have to have an empty pond to put the fish eggs into, like a little nursery kind of a thing. I don't know. I was going off the nursery little statement inside the fish, the trap box, but needless to say, it doesn't work. So that's kind of a spoiler. I should have probably just let you keep watching. Okay, so here we go. Let's make one more pond. And I try to figure a place to put it that it'll fit, and it's a little bit big, so it was like, oh, nope, not here. So I plop it down over here, and then I again try to add the eggs, and again fail. They just plop outside, so that's definitely not the answer, and I can't put them in this fish, the trap either. So at this point, I decide, okay, I don't think you can put the eggs back in if you take them out. Really and truthfully, if you take them out, the only really thing you can do is compost, and it takes 4 fish eggs to compost, kind of like the Rupu. And I also decided at this point to check the cooking table just to make sure he hadn't like slipped in some caviar, because it slipped, it hit my brain again. French class caviar, I know it's fish eggs, so I thought maybe, but it's not there. So really and truthfully, I think the composting is the only thing he did for the fish eggs. I tried here to put them in the billy cans. They obviously can't go in the worm farms. And then I realized, ooh, shiny moment, my honey's ready to go. So of course I run around and harvest all my honey machines. So enjoy my honey gathering. But at some point here, and I don't know why, but at some point here, I even tried to grill it. What I was thinking, I was just trying for science all the different things I could think of. So I think this is where I finally like give up and put them in a box and say, okay, they're not gonna um, do anything extra and clear out my pockets. So, and this is it here to show you that it comes out as regular old fertilizer. I kind of thought maybe he might give us a different kind of fertilizer, excuse me. And I mean, it's fine that it's the same. I just thought maybe, you never know, fish eggs or fish in general, they're a pretty good fertilizer usually. So I thought maybe he might do some new fertilizer, but that was not the case. But for science, I still wanted to check it out. And so now I see I have more eggs, and I decided at this point I'm leaving the eggs in. We're going to see what happens, and we're going to sleep through a bunch of days and see what goes on. Okay, we're up to 12 eggs here. Well, so other than just sleeping through a few days and getting things done, I figured I would clean up a little because I haven't been picking things up around the farm things. And I'm thinking, you know, at some point something's going to happen with the eggs. So it's just a wait game of looking and seeing. It was kind of comical that I could get in my chest outside, but I couldn't get in my dressers to put stuff away. So I'm carrying this camo dress around with me, and even my pink polka dot dress because I can't put it anywhere. And here I'm back in the house, and you can see I'm once again trying to put something away. And I was cracking up at some things that actually highlighted down in the fish nursery spot. First, it was Aussie's t shirt, then it was some sunglasses. Then it's some shoes. I think those were one of the sand shoes or boat shoes, one of the boat shoes, and then the chef's hat. That all kind of cracked me up a little bit. Little different little things that were highlighted. I just wanted to put the dresses away. I just wanted to clean my pockets out. But like I said, I did speak with James about it, and he has fixed it. And here's where I finally realized, oh, I only have 3 eggs in there, and I had been at 15, and I have a Galaxis. I have a Nemo, a clownfish, and I had already picked up a Galaxis and the deep fish. So voila, I suddenly had 2 Galaxis. So the Galaxis is the fish that actually was bred, so that was kind of cool. And I look forward to this, playing with the different fish and just putting them in and seeing which ones we can make multiples of. Don't exactly know what we need to do with it, you know, like what is the benefit of breeding these, but we'll find out. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining me on this little bit of a disjointed video, but our science of trying to figure out the fish pond. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next adventure. I hope you'll come with us. Until next time, bye-bye everyone.